Hello, namaste. This is Krishna, and welcome back to the review of second episode of When Life Gives You Tangerines. Please ignore my mother who will be like coming in and out of the door. Okay, let us begin with the review. See, in like episode one's review, I kind of gave you spoilers about Asen's mother's death. Sorry for that. But yeah, in the second episode, Asen's mother dies, and before she dies, she uh, ask Asun to give her a promise, make a promise with her that she will go to her biological father's house and live there and study and not live in this stepfather's house and take care of her siblings, her step siblings. Men being men, the stepfather is an asshole. He ask her to stay and manipulates her kind of into staying, and she has to stay till her siblings grow older, and even then he is not willing to let her go. However, he also says that like, I'll pay you for taking care of your siblings when you're older so that you can go to college or go to mainland of Korea, South Korea. uh, and guess what, he doesn't pay her. So a time comes when Asun's older, like older now, and again she fights with Guanshik sometimes, and tells him how he's like not the ideal man, how she would never date him, how she would never marry him because he's like a island boy, and she wants to marry a guy from the mainland. She wants to settle there. She's so sick of this island. And then they go through this mustard seeds field, and they have this very kuch kuch hota hai like moment. Kuch kuch hota hai is a very popular Bollywood movie. No, it's not kuch kuch hota hai. Oh my god, DDLJ. DDLJ. So the scene from DDLJ. I like the entire sequence, I got reminded of the scene from DDLJ in the Master Fields. So in the Master Fields, they kind of confess their feelings to each other very awkwardly and shared an awkward, cute kiss, after which Guanshik's legs refuse to stand his weight. They shake so much and he's like about to fall. Yeah, but they're very cute. And when Asun returns, she finds that her father is here with a new woman, and the new woman is like not willing to take Asun in. So now Asun thinks that this is the time to go, and she asks her stepfather to give her the money that he owes her for taking care of his children. And again, he's such an asshole. He refuses, and she is now without money. She goes back to her grandma's house. But there, her uncle. No, okay, her grandma's house is not poor. They were rich, okay, they were rich some years ago, and now they are poor. And they say that we cannot afford your education and all. You'll have to work. We'll send you to a factory for working. And she's like, no, I gotta study literature. I want to be a person who's graduating literature and like be a poet or something. But they are like, no, you will work in the factory because we are poor. We cannot afford your tuition fees. And now she's very sad because all of her dreams are like, crumbling down, and she has no money, she has no place to stay, and so she goes to the only person who you know it's kind of like a home to her, Guanshik, and she cries in front of him, and in again a very awkward conversation, they decide to get married and run off. So these cuties go to their respective houses and steal things from them, like steal their gold, or I don't know, money if they stole or what, but gold and jewelry they definitely stole. And since they have decided to run off, so the last scene of the first episode that we saw of them running off together, They run off, and but since they are minors and they cannot like get married or just go to places on their own, so they decide to dress up as uh, majors, adults, adults. Uh, so they, wear clothes and put on makeup and hairstyle, वगैरह वगैरह. And they go to the ship where the ship master like immediately tells that you guys are bluffing, you guys are minors, and however Asun like cleverly steers the conversation and takes him away, takes Guanshik away, who's tongue tied. This man cannot lie for his life, okay? If a gun is put on his head and he's asked to lie, this boy cannot, this boy freezes up. Uh, so Essen was the, lead here. And then they go to Jeju Island. They try to sell the jewelry, but the jewelry auntie, jewelry shop, pawn shop auntie is there. She immediately recognizes again that they are, you know, not adults, and maybe they are runaways. So they also say that their passports and all are lost, so they not have their IDs and all. Yeah, just to believe them, and nobody believes them because they look very much minor. And then they go to a place which is very shady, extremely. They go there, and the owner is the husband of the owner couple is there. The husband tells them to like leave, but the lady says that please stay. Oh my god, it's a honeymoon. She's very sweet. She offers them food, free soju and all, and then they drink it and then they sleep. And the next morning their bags are gone. So these bitches have stolen them. And very cleverly, when they come down, Asuna and Vanshika and ask that where's our luggage, where's our rings, where's our money, and they say that you did not have any luggage, and even the kid is a compliance in this robbery. Okay, parenthood, okay. So that happens. Then this ordeal happens, and then they again come back. Essen starts crying like always, since like that is what she's doing from the two episodes. And I kind of was frustrated with her. I was like, come on, I praised you so much in episode one, girlie. Come on, you're smart, you're intelligent. You like came second in the poetry contest, and then you also were the class president, monitor to president. You are a smart girlie. Stop fucking crying and do something. But since she's like still young, I'm very patient with her, and I think the reward is paid off when comes up with a plan to like inform the new client is there, that they inform her that please not sleep and do not drink or eat anything that they give you. They are going to steal your luggage. And then they come back, and when this robber family sleeps, they decide to steal their things from them that were stolen. Again, our boy Guanshik is tongue-tied, leg-tied. He refuses to go, and Asen is like, Jagia, baby, honey, uh, please let us do some robbery because we are just going to get our things, and so it is not like real robbery or something. चोर से चोरी करना चोरी नहीं होता. You cannot. I'm not even going to say the English wala saying. So they decide to rob the place. They do get most of the things. The owner couple's girl is there. Asun's hair clip she's wearing, and Asun's like, I want to get that. And Gonchik is like, no, I'll give you another one. Let us get out of here. But again, Miss Asun is very stubborn, and she decides to take that damn hair clip. And the following turn of events, the girl wakes up, she cries, her parents wake up, and yeah, these both are like a main couple run. Gonchik being faster, he runs ahead, and our Asun is kind of slower, so the owner lady jumps on her and like tackles her to the ground, and now she is struggling to, let go. But then Asun is comes in a very zen kind of mode and jumps. So I think there's a fight scene like in the next episode. That is where the episode ends. Uh, okay, this was the summary of the episode. What I liked about this episode is that we came to know more things about Guanshik. Like Guanshik is an athlete, was an athlete at least, is still an athlete, and he is a very fast runner. He also used to compete, I guess, but then he left that. But he had some record, like a good record for running. And Asun is a very slow girlie, just like us. She cannot run for her life, and yeah, that is the reason she gets caught. And they also had learned self-defense. So that we know. I also like my favorite part of the episode was no Esun, who has been a crybaby, taking a very major decision of her life. These two minors decide to like run away from their home, such a big decision, and then they come across lots of adversities. However, they decide to, go forward with it, not back down. And many more adventures are to come, but they will still walk them out together. That we know about the main couple. Um, we also know about Asun's, strength and valor and intelligence that she has, and also the stubbornness that she has. That whatever she wants, she is going to get it, and also the kind of tricks that she uses to persuade Guanshik. So she is a smart girlie, okay. Even though I did find her a bit annoying, but I do believe in her. I do believe that I'm going to like this character. And we also see that there's a short period of time where the narrative shifts to the future kind of self. And now that we know that whatever we are learning is kind of in the past, uh, Aisun has grown up. She's in a household. She has three kids, two daughters. She's narrating the story to a younger daughter and a son. And when her elder daughter comes, there's also a man behind her who comes inside the house, which is the father, and we are not shown the face of the father of the children. And Aisun's daughter had asked her, where was your marriage, a love marriage or what, like arranged or something? And Aisun is like, I still don't know. So we do not know. Like there's the suspense that is created that whether the man, like the one she married, is Guanshik or no. So, but the poster, I don't know, girlie. I don't know. This is K drama, and people say that we a lot of people cried like during this drama, and like it scares me because I do not want any major character death. I do not want it to die. But yeah, that is what we came to know. Another scene, are there another scene? Yeah, Asun's cleverness is like shown in this episode. That is very nice. And the dresses, oh my god, very unique dresses that they had during that time. And also, I think Korea was pretty advanced, like as compared to India before independence and during the independence phase, technologically. I don't know when did Korea gain independence. South Korea gain independence. Uh, okay, I'll Google it later. So yeah, I guess that is it for the episode. What do I hope for the next episode is that I get to see some fighting. I would want to see some fighting. Yes. So yeah, Kung Fu Karate, and I want to see the martial arts. Let us go with the term martial arts. I would want to see some martial arts from both of them. I would want to see how the adventure goes, and now that they have like money, they are trying to steal if they are gonna get the money or no. Another police gonna get involved? Are they gonna get deported back to their island? Who knows? But yes, and the suspense is there that is Guanshik the father of the kids, like of the future son. So okay, that is what I wanted to talk about this episode. Was I talking too fast? I do not know. I've been very tired, girly pop. Okay, I went for my blood test because I am anemic, and my anemia did not improve, baby girly, not by much. And so I am advised this syrup. I'm also like I'll be also drinking the syrup along with vitamin C, and I'll also be eating lots of dates and lots of other iron-rich foods. Yeah, okay. To shout out to all the anemic baby girlies, please watch my video on anemia. I have that video. It's a very nice video, detailed one, easy to understand. And yeah, remedies are also there for eating, and I'll be following all those remedies, eating all those things. My mother is also making very nutritious laddus for me. Oh, laddu's vlog is also there. You can check that out too. I think that is it for the video. I talked for 17 minutes. This was supposed to be shorter, but I have a lot to talk about. Okay, I love talking about things that I like. I love reviewing things. I love going into lengthy explanations and all. So yeah, that is it for the video. See you in the next one. And subscribe. We have to get to 1,000. We are at 28. So that feels like a very tough goal, but there's nothing that Trishna cannot do. So get me to 1,000 subscribers, please. Yeah, bye.